Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and this is how to use Dugtrio. Dugtrio only has speed going for it. When we look at stats, has some really low hit points, some really low defenses, and the only thing it has is attack and speed, and its attack isn't even that great. It does have the arena trap ability, so that does create a lot of interesting scenarios later, but for right now, when we're just looking at the stats, it doesn't have much. We're going to try to make as much use of that speed as possible. Looking at its typing, it's just a pure ground type Pokemon, which means you're going to resist rock and poison, but you're going to get hit super effective by water, grass, and ice. Since we're talking about Dugtrio though, looks like you're going to lose out to a lot of even neutral hits because of your frailty, and then you also have that, just characteristic trademark electric immunity. So let's go into Pokemon Showdown, figure out how to make Dugtrio work as best as possible, and I'm going to start off with a pretty standard set. Just go Home Claws, Reversal, Stone Edge, Earthquake. Normally, I'm not one to say, hey, go use Stone Edge. I don't like the 80% accuracy. I've seen it lose too many games, but it does have a high critical hit ratio, which is nice. Dugtrio doesn't get access to Swords Dance, however, and it does have Home Claws. So boost your attack and your accuracy by 1. Home Claws is an interesting move like that. So it does let you keep up with evasion to a bit, and it does make your Stone Edge hit a bit more often, and I say that you can use Stone Edge after setting up the Home Claws. Since you are a very fast Pokemon, you can, set up Home Claws, have that Focus Sash proc, and now you're going to have that attack boost, which is okay. It still doesn't put you in a crazy realm of offenses, but then you do have some good coverage from there. Reversal is going to have a lot of damage, Earthquake is going to be stab, and Stone Edge hits hard on a lot of things. You do have to worry about priority at this point, and Greninja, because Greninja barely outspeeds you. Greninja's base speed is 122, so that means it's just going to hit you with an Ice Beam and outspeed you, and that's not that great. So it does kind of defeat the strategy, but other than that, you're looking for a lot of arena trap opens, that if an opponent is somehow choice itemed into an electric type attack, you essentially can pick up a free win right there. That you switch in with Dugtrio, you trap them in. Home Claws means that you're going to be able to boost your attack 6 stages because they're choice in an attack that can't even affect you. And then you might have some opportunities from there to do something, or at least just use Arena Trap to your advantage. Try to use Dugtrio as a good revenge killer since they won't be able to switch out and you'll be able to have that speed priority over them. That's pretty much where Dugtrio excels. A little bit of setup, a little bit of revenge, and a whole lot of speed. On top of that, you can do some really crazy things. Durant is a Pokemon that has the Truant ability and then goes and uses Entrainment. So first turn, use Entrainment on your opponent's Pokemon. Second turn, you switch in Dugtrio, you Arena Trap them in. Then Dugtrio just protects on the turns they would attack. Home Claws and then Home Claws on the turns they're loafing around. Now you have Rock Slide. Actually, this was an older set before I thought about it. Stone Edge because you'll have pretty much perfect accuracy, and Earthquake for the extra damage. Item, I don't really know what item would really work here. I like the Life Orb because, it's just that damage. If you get the outspeed, you're going to be able to score many reliable KOs with, I believe, over 1,000 attacks. So it's looking pretty good for you right there. Just gonna say something else about this. Yeah, there are some weaknesses because Arena Trap does not trap in flying Pokemon or Pokemon with immunity to ground. So I believe that includes Levitate as well. So there aren't a ton of opportunities to make this work, but if you can get it on the right lead, and if your opponent doesn't switch out, because they can just switch out after the entrainment happens, and then you switch in Dugtrio, they switch in a new Pokemon, and then it gets a little interesting from there. But overall, if you can get it set up, it's a really easy way to win really fast. Depends on your opponent's awareness. If they're really aware and they decide to switch out on the entrainment, or they lead with a flying type Pokemon, it's going to be a lot harder to set up. On top of that, I've been thinking, well, in Dugtrio, with Dugtrio's speed, you can make it work really well in double battles, is my idea. So you can have Sand Force with a Pokemon with Sand Stream, and you just go for that fast Rock Slide. You have two 30% chances to flinch, which isn't bad. It's going to be getting a little extra damage, or you just have a nice little Earthquake coverage. I was thinking about pairing it with Mega Aerodactyl. That way you do 2 incredibly fast Rock Slides. Mega Aerodactyl's Rock Slide is going to have a lot of damage and have stab. Dugtrio's is going to be a little chip damage, and then 2 60% chances to flinch your opponent. Also, I've dabbled back in 4th and 5th generation. I had a skill swap Blissey. Skill swap Blissey, you skill swap the Serene Grace into Dugtrio. Then Dugtrio, now you have that 60% chance. Blissey can support with Thunder Wave, and it's a really fun and interesting strategy that can shut down your opponent. That's kind of really all I've got. You want to just make use of its speed in doubles. You want to try to use that Arena Trap in singles, and wherever you have the opportunity to stat boost, go for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's how you use Dugtrio.